So this is another inzektor combo, kind of a follow-up from my deck profile video. I was just doing some test hands, and I noticed that this one hand was kind of interesting, so I just wanted to demonstrate it to you, pretty much. The hand I opened was these 5 cards. That is Rite of Aramasir, Water Enchantress, Oliver, Dragonfly, Hornet. First thing I said when I found this hand was, man, I really wish I was going second, because Dragonfly Hornet is a great going second opener. But the rest of the hand is kind of you know, we drew Rite and Water Enchantress. We didn't draw Zektrike, so we can't really resolve this, otherwise we can't do anything else. Opening the Oliver instead of the Durandal really sucks. Well, not like super sucks. Oliver still does stuff, but man, if we just had the Durandal, it would be so much better. But instead of trashing the hand, I decided to play through it, and I found a line that is kind of not really intuitive, but it actually winds up saving you some resources and still getting you to full combo. So to start things off, we're just going to normal summon the Dragonfly as normal. We're going to equip the Hornet. Now, we need something to pop with the Hornet, so we're going to take that Rite of Aramasir that we're not going to use and set it. So, Hornet's going to send itself to pop the Rite. That is going to get us a Centipede from Dragonfly's trigger. Centipede is going to equip the Hornet. Well, now we need something for that Hornet to pop. So let's take this Water Enchantress, banish it, and add the Rite from our graveyard back to our hand. Now we're just going to set it down in the spell trap card zone. Hornet is going to send itself to pop it. Centipede effect, we're going to get another search. And this is pretty much the familiar line. We're going to grab a Dragonfly from the deck and add it to our hand. We're going to send these two for B-Trooper Armorhorn. We're going to use Armorhorn's additional normal summon to grab a Dragonfly. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have anything to pop with Hornet, so Dragonfly is just going to equip whatever. It doesn't really matter, because we're going to send that equip with Oliver to summon Oliver. This does, in fact, trigger Dragonfly, and gets us another Centipede. Now, we're getting somewhere, but again, we've run into a wall where we need something to pop with Hornet. And you could potentially go into like a play with, for example, Insect Shinobi to pop the Dragonfly and resummon the Dragonfly, and that's very enticing, but it turns out that going down that line actually uses more resources for the same end board. So I'm going to show you what I did instead. We're going to equip the Hornet with Centipede. We're going to send the Centipede to pop the Oliver, because we don't really need that card. This does get us a Centipede search, and, you know, you've probably seen this before from, you know, previous combo. We're going to grab ourselves a Cricket. We're going to use the Armorhorn and the Centipede to summon Pico. Pico, we're going to discard the Cricket, and we are going to equip to our spent Dragonfly Ladybug. So now we do have the two things in rotation. We just have to make sure that we juggle our field correctly in order to not like lock ourselves. So we're going to send Ladybug. We're going to increase this Dragonfly's level by 2. And Dragonfly is going to give us a special summon from the deck. And with it, we're going to grab our final copy of Centipede. Now, you have to be careful here. We still need more special summons off this Dragonfly before we can do anything, because our hand is totally empty. We need to start refilling this hand. So we're going to banish this Dragonfly from our graveyard in order to equip the Centipede we just sent to our copy of Dragonfly. Centipede is going to equip the Hornet from graveyard. We're going to use Hornet to pop the Cricket, and this will give us a Dragonfly special summon and a Centipede search. So with our Dragonfly special summon, remember, we used all of our Centipedes, so we're just going to put a Hornet on the board. We just need a level 3. With our Centipede, we are going to search Gigamantis. We're going to overlay Centipede and Hornet for Leviair. We're going to detach the Centipede specifically to grab that dragonfly from the banish zone that we banished for Cricket's effect. Now that all 3 centipedes are in the graveyard, we're going to use Pico and shuffle back 1, 2, 3 centipedes. And draw 1 card. What you draw doesn't matter, so I'll just leave it blank, face down. So this is normally where you do something like, equip Gigamantis, pop it with Hornet, get 3 special summons, but we only have 2 zones available. So we don't need to do that. Instead, on this dragonfly that's fresh, we're going to equip Ladybug. Send that Ladybug. We're going to increase this dragonfly's level by 2 again, so it's at 7 right now. We're going to get another special summon from the deck. We're going to grab a centipede. Now, because we've spent some of our stuff, we're going to clear some zones. Let's use these 3 monsters for Apollosa. Now, this is where we do our thing. So we're going to equip Gigamantis to this dragonfly. Centipede, we're going to equip the Hornet. Hornet, pop the Mantis. So this triggers our classic 3-link chain. Chain link 1 centipede, chain link 2 dragonfly, chain link 3 mantis. So mantis is going to revive that dragonfly that we used. Dragonfly is going to special summon another centipede. And centipede is going to search us a weevil. Now again, we want to spend and send this dragonfly as much as possible because it's our extra dragonfly. We want to keep this one on the field. So let's spend it. We're going to use that dragonfly, equip it with Ladybug, send the Ladybug, and increase this dragonfly's level by 1. So now it's at 8. This gets us a special summon from the deck. Grab ourselves a hopper. Now we've spent it, so let's send it. We'll use the spent centipede and the dragonfly for Insect Shinobi Hagakure Mino. Now, if you noticed, we need this zone clear or this zone clear because that's where the link monster is pointing to. So do watch your zones on which centipede is spent or you might just be locked here. You got to be careful. So now we're going to use the Weevil. So we're going to equip the Weevil to our centipede that has not been spent yet. Equip the Hopper. We're going to use the Hopper to pop the Weevil. Again, chain link 1 centipede, chain link 2 centipede, chain link 3 Weevil. So chain link 3, we're going to rebind the dragonfly, and we're going to get 2 searches. So the first thing we need to search is the second Hopper. Second thing we need to search is pretty much whatever you want. I'm going to search Inzektor Sword so that we maximize our resource retention here. Hopper is going to equip this Hopper, and so now it's level 8. So now we're going to overlay these 2 level 8s for Hope Harbinger. This goes to the graveyard. And so now we're pretty much almost done. This dragonfly is fresh. We need to clear up some zones here. So let's use this dragonfly. Equip this ladybug. And we're going to send it to increase the dragonfly's level by 1. So we do have 1 more centipede in the deck. However, we don't need it to finish the combo. I personally think it's better to leave a centipede in the deck if you can, so that come next turn, you still have good things to special summon from the deck with the dragonfly you're inevitably going to put back in your hand. So instead, we're going to bring out a second ladybug. We could bring out like a hornet or something, but a second ladybug is better so that just we have more variety inside the deck. This ladybug is going to equip the other ladybug. We're going to send that ladybug, increase this ladybug by 1. Then we're going to overlay these 2 level 3 monsters and get ourselves a number 3 Cicada King. Now, this could have been like Abyss Dweller, but specifically because we added Sword, we need to put this dragonfly in the graveyard, and, therefore, there are ways that we could make this Abyss Dweller instead of Cicada King. So Basically, you would just increase the centipede's level instead of the dragonfly's level. It really doesn't matter which one because they're both spent. And then you could overlay those two for either Cicada King. You could overlay those two for Cicada King or Abyss Dweller. Didn't really matter. And then leave this dragonfly on field. That's the only thing that really matters if you add the Excalibur. You need this dragonfly to be by itself. So now we're going to use Armor Horn's ability. Since we have an extra ladybug, let's send this ladybug. Let's banish this ladybug, banish this hornet, and banish this hopper, because those are all our extra copies. We want to leave some stuff in the grave potentially. And let's get our armor horn. Alternatively, because the one of the ladybugs is stuck under Cicada King, you could banish like Picofelina instead, just to make sure that you have stuff for next turn. But since it's turn 2, you're probably going to be using Hornet as your primary enabler anyway. So we'll send Hagakure Mino and the Armor Horn for our Invincible Atlas. Now, we're going to equip Zecticalibur to our Dragonfly. And the reason we're doing that is so that we're now going to tribute the Dragonfly with Invincible Atlas. This special summons Sting Lancer directly from the deck. However, Inzektor Sword Zecticalibur has a mandatory effect. When it's face up and sent to the graveyard, you add an Inzektor monster from your graveyard to your hand. We're going to add back that Dragonfly we just tributed. Sting Lancer triggers, we're going to add Fly and Sting from our deck to our hand. And we are going to set the Fly and Sting. So now, we ended on our full combo. We have all the negates we could possibly want. The only exception is we didn't get to make Herald, even though we opened up Oliver. But we can replace that with Cicada King or Abyss Dweller, depending on what you think is more important. Abyss Dweller is better in some matchups. Cicada King's extra monster negate and special summon is better in other matchups. It could potentially summon that extra centipede so that you have more stuff to do. The only thing that kind of sucks is we didn't get that many centipede searches, so all we have is our drawn card and the Dragonfly. However, with a board like this, typically that's all we're really going to need. We still have, and the rest of our deck is pretty good draws because we've gotten all of our fodder out of the way. The only bad draws would be like Centipede or the other pieces of the adventure line potentially that aren't specifically Water Enchantress. That could be a little sucky, but alternatively, you could forego adding the Zecticalibur and add Zektrike Ko-Oh and just save that for a turn. This draw could be important, and when I did it the first time, this draw was a Ko-Oh, so I didn't really need to add it. But if you feel more comfortable with that, then that's fine. Anyway, this was just a really cool route because, like I said, it's always, no matter how secure you think your board is, there's always a way to break it. And so if your opponent opens up just the right number of cards or something that breaks your board and you just don't really have anything to build off of, as long as you can keep their interruptions limited, you could do things like send the Sting Lancer and the Atlas for a Pico, shuffle back your stuff, summon your Dragonfly, pop off. That's your recovery play. But on the off chance that you have nothing, that you literally just lost everything, we still have a Dragonfly in the deck, we still have a Centipede in the deck, we still have all of our Zektrikes in the deck, we have tons of ways for this draw to be really impactful, and even if not, this Dragonfly, now that all of our stuff's in the grade, is a 1-card combo starter for anything we could possibly want in the deck. We basically just get a second go at everything we wanted. The only thing that sucks is we're not playing a second Armor Horn. So, in that situation, you might want to forego that line. But, just thought this was cool. So, that's it.